entering the places where he has been trapped in fear, and I am dismantling what was built against him. I am lifting the weight he tried to hide. I am releasing him from the heaviness he thought he deserved. I am pulling him into my arms so that the pain he swallowed for years will finally spill out in tears, not of sorrow, but of release. This goodbye is tearful because emotion will rise. He will cry. His heart will finally let go. And you, my child, will witness something sacred. You will witness healing happening before your eyes. You will witness the breaking of a spiritual prison. You will witness a truth that will melt your own heart. And in that moment, you will understand why this message reached you today, why I pressed it so strongly into your spirit. This is my way of telling you that the tears he will shed are not signs of loss, but signs of deliverance. The goodbye is not about saying farewell to you, it is about saying farewell to pain, to fear, to something that has overstayed its place in his life. You must know this, because the enemy had wanted to take advantage of his silence. The enemy loves silence when it holds secrets that hurt. The enemy loves silence when it isolates. The enemy loves silence when it convinces someone that nobody would understand. But I have declared that the darkness around him will break. The lie will break. The fear will break. The heaviness will break. And it begins here, with this message reaching you, with you knowing that I am already moving. Your son has been stronger than he should have been for too long. He has been pretending to carry a strength that was never his to carry alone. From the time he was younger, he learned how to endure quietly, how to hide his fears, how to keep his emotions to himself. People assumed he was all right, that he was stable, that he was unshaken. But even the strong become tired. Even the collected become overwhelmed. Even the quiet ones have storms raging inside them. And he has been moving through those storms without calling out for help. But I have heard every unspoken word. I have caught every tear he refused to shed. I have stood by him through moments he thought no one would understand. There is something he has been hiding, something that has caused him shame or fear. Not sin, not wrongdoing, but emotional pain. Something broke him emotionally. Something affected him deeply. A betrayal, a disappointment, a loss, a mistake, a fear about the future, a burden that was placed on him unfairly, or a secret he didn't know how to share. He has been fighting with himself, asking questions he never verbalized. And now, the moment of truth is approaching. The moment where it will no longer remain hidden. The moment where the weight will leave his soul. The moment where you will see why God waited until now to reveal this. This is why I tell you, rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. Nothing will go wrong with him. He is safe. You are safe. This is not a warning of harm, this is a revelation of release. I am preparing your heart to comfort him. I am preparing your spirit to understand him. I am preparing your hands to hold him when he comes forward with the truth he has been carrying alone. And when he does, do not fear the tears. Do not fear the emotion. Tears are holy when they come from healing. Tears are sacred when they come from breakthroughs. Tears are divine when they wash away burdens no one knew about. My child, I want you to trust me with this. Trust me with what he is facing. Trust me with what he will soon express. Trust me with the heaviness that has been haunting him quietly. You may have sensed something was wrong but could not name it. You may have felt a distance, a silence, or an unusual shift in his behavior. These were not accidents. These were signals, spiritual signals, that I was preparing to unveil something. And now, that unveiling is close. The truth is, your son has felt responsible for things that were not his responsibility. He has been holding guilt that was not his. He has been blaming himself for something that was beyond his control. He has been worrying about disappointing you, failing you, or hurting you, even though you never asked him to carry such a burden. He loves you more deeply than he expresses. He protects you, sometimes too much. He holds things in so you don't worry. And this has created a pressure inside him that has grown unbearable. And now I am stepping in, because it is time for him to be free. It is time for him to breathe again. It is time for him to feel light again. It is time for him to release what he has been holding. A tearful goodbye is near, but it is not a goodbye to life. Not a goodbye to you, not a goodbye to the world. It is a goodbye to suffering. A goodbye to a chapter that caused him pain. A goodbye to something that hurt him in silence. And this goodbye is a blessing. It is me bringing closure into his life. It is me breaking a cycle that was draining him. It is me releasing him from emotional captivity. And after this goodbye, you will see change. You will see restoration. You will see him become lighter, happier, more open, more connected, more expressive, more himself. You must prepare to be the comfort he will need. You must prepare to reply with love, understanding, patience, and gentleness. You must prepare to listen without fear. You must prepare to hold him spiritually. You must prepare to pray with him. You must prepare to stand with him. Because when he speaks, when he finally lets the truth out, something in the atmosphere will shift. Healing will begin in both of your hearts. The bond between you will strengthen. The love between you will grow. And you will both understand why this moment was necessary. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are protected. I am surrounding your home with angels. I am surrounding your son with divine light. I am surrounding your spirit with peace. You will not face this alone. I am with you. I am with him. I have always been with both of you, even when you did not notice my hand. Pray to me, trust me. Call upon me. I will guide you. I will prepare you. I will soften the moment so the truth flows without fear. I will turn tears into healing. I will turn silence into understanding. I will turn heaviness into peace. And when it is over, when the truth has been spoken, you will look back and say, God was with us. God knew. God healed. God delivered. My beloved child, listen closely, for God is speaking to you in this moment with a tenderness that holds the weight of the skies. There is an urgency in the air around your spirit, and yet there is also a softness, a calm certainty, a promise of divine safety that wraps around you like a warm mantle. God says that this moment is not ordinary. This moment has been chosen for you, carved out of time, shaped so that your heart can finally hear what heaven has been trying to tell you gently, again and again, through whispers, through dreams, through small signs that reached your awareness even when you convinced yourself to ignore them. God says a tearful goodbye is near, and this message is not meant to harm you or frighten you, but to bring you into the truth that will free you, heal you, and prepare your heart for what your soul already knows deep within. There is something your son has been carrying alone, something he has tucked away inside the most fragile place in his heart. He has not shared it, not because he didn't trust you or didn't want to, but because he believed he had to protect you. He believed he had to shield you from a level of emotional weight that he feared would burden you. God says your son is strong, but in his strength, he has forgotten that he is also allowed to lean, he is also allowed to rest, he is also allowed to fall into the embrace of someone who loves him beyond conditions. He has believed for a long time that he must carry this on his own shoulders. And God has watched him. God has watched those silent moments when no one saw the way his breath changed, the way his eyes clouded, the way he forced himself to stay steady even when the storm inside him grew heavier. You, my child, have felt something shifting. Maybe you haven't been able to name it. Maybe you thought it was your imagination. Maybe you told yourself that everything was fine because that was easier than letting your heart consider what it was sensing beneath the surface. God says your intuition was not wrong. You've been feeling his emotional distance at times. You've been feeling his weight. You've been sensing his silence, the pauses between his words, the heaviness in the way he walks, the way he sometimes looks down instead of meeting your eyes the way he used to. And every part of you wondered silently, what is he hiding? What is he going through? Why is he not telling me? God wants you to know today that this question is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that your spirit is deeply connected to his, and the truth is ready to rise. Your son has been carrying something that has made him feel torn between what he wants and what he fears. There is something he believed would change everything, something he thought would break your heart or change the way you see him. But God says your heart is far more powerful, far more expansive, far more loving than he ever realized. God says you were chosen to be his parent not by accident, but by divine design, because your soul has a softness that can heal wounds others cannot even recognize. God says your son has been preparing for a goodbye, not necessarily a physical departure, but a letting go. An emotional release, a moment of truth that will dissolve something he has been tightly gripping. God says the tears he has been holding back are finally ready to fall, and when they do, they will not break him, they will free him. God is showing that your son has been overwhelmed by a feeling that he must face things alone. He has felt responsible for the happiness of others, and he has put himself last repeatedly. He has carried guilt that was not his, shame that was not meant for him, worries that built up over years. There is something from his past, or from a recent situation, that made him feel like he had to become stronger than he truly felt. He has been hiding his vulnerability because he thought you had enough to deal with already. God says this loneliness inside him has reached a point where he is tired. Not physically tired but soul tired, the kind of tiredness that comes from silent battles that no one knows about. And God is stepping in because the time for silence is ending. God wants you to know that your son is divinely protected. Nothing will go wrong with you, nothing will go wrong with him. The message is not here to warn you of harm but to awaken the tenderness that will allow healing to flow. God says your presence is the medicine he needs. Your voice is the comfort he has been craving. Your unconditional love is the answer he has been too afraid to reach for. And now, the divine timing has aligned. And the truth that he has been holding back will begin to reveal itself in a way that brings closure, connection, and a deeper bond between you. Your son, in his quiet moments, has felt a sense of goodbye forming in his heart, not goodbye to life, not goodbye to you, but goodbye to the pain he no longer wants to carry. Goodbye to the silence that has suffocated him. Goodbye to the fear that kept him isolated. Goodbye to the belief that he must protect everyone while no one protects him. His tears, when they come, will not be a sign of weakness, they will be the release of a burden he has held for far too long. God says his tears are sacred, and you are the one who will help him feel safe enough to let them fall. There is a divine shift happening around your home. Angels are moving gently, preparing hearts, softening energies, lifting emotional walls layer by layer. Archangel Michael stands guard over both of you, offering protection, clarity, and courage. God says you do not need to fear what comes next. The message may feel heavy because it speaks of a tearful moment, but the truth behind it is filled with grace. The tearful goodbye is not the loss of someone you love, it is the goodbye to the loneliness your son has felt. It is the goodbye to the emotional armor he has worn for years. It is the goodbye to the belief that he must hide his pain from the world. Your son's spirit has been calling for help without words. God has heard him. And God has answered by sending this message to you, because you are the one who can unlock the silence he has been trapped in. You are the one whose presence can bring him back into emotional peace. You are the one who can remind him that he never needed to carry anything alone. God says you will notice a moment soon, a small shift in his voice, a look in his eyes, a hesitation before he speaks. This will be the moment when the truth begins to surface. Do not rush it. Do not fear it. Simply open your heart and let him know in the softest way that you are here, that you see him, that you are ready whenever he is. God says your prayers are being answered, even prayers you don't remember praying. Your love is being magnified. Heaven is surrounding your family with an invisible shield that ensures that no harm will come near you. Your son will open up in divine timing, and when he does, you will understand things that once confused you. You will see that his silence was not rejection, it was protection. His distance was not disrespect, it was fear. His quietness was not disconnection, it was a cry for help that he didn't know how to verbalize. God is asking you to prepare your heart with patience. Something beautiful is coming after this emotional release. Something healing. Something that will restore a closeness that was always meant to be. God says your son will feel lighter. You will feel closer to him. The emotional fog around him will clear. The tension in the atmosphere will dissolve. The guilt he carries will finally loosen. The tears he feared will actually save him, cleanse him, renew him. There will be a moment where you will look at him and realize that this truth, this thing he has been hiding, is not as terrible as you once feared. It will not break your bond. It will not weaken your connection. It will not damage your family. Instead, it will strengthen everything. It will bring a new level of understanding, empathy, and warmth. God says your love will bring him home emotionally, spiritually, mentally. He is not lost. He is not damaged. He is simply tired of carrying things alone. God says your son's breakthrough is close. And when the tearful goodbye comes, the goodbye to the emotional burden, it will mark the beginning of a renewal so powerful that even the angels will celebrate. You will feel a peace that replaces worry. You will feel a joy that replaces confusion. You will feel a closeness that replaces distance. You will feel a divine presence that reminds you that God was orchestrating this healing all along. God says, "My child, do not be afraid. I am with you. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. Your son is safe. Trust me. Pray to me. Lean on me. I am guiding every moment that is coming." And with this, heaven opens a new chapter for both of you. My child, breathe for a moment, because what is being revealed to you right now is not meant to frighten your spirit but to awaken a part of you that heaven has been trying to reach for a long time. God says this is an urgent message only for you, and you were guided here because the timing is divine and nothing in this moment is accidental. God says a tearful goodbye is near, and your son has been carrying something alone for much longer than you ever realized. But before your heart trembles, before fear tries to take over, God wraps his arms around you and reminds you, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. God is with you. Rest assured that this message is being delivered because heaven wants to protect you and prepare your spirit, not break it. You just have to trust God and pray to him, because the moment you open your heart to his voice, his intervention begins. God says your son's silence has been louder than any words he could have spoken. There were nights he wanted to tell you everything, nights when he stood outside your door with tears rolling down his face, nights when he whispered your name under his breath because he needed you, but something inside him felt unworthy of your worry. He didn't want to burden you. He didn't want to add weight to your already heavy heart. He didn't want you to feel the pain he has been feeling. So he hid it. He smiled when he was breaking. He acted strong when he was trembling. He said I'm fine while drowning inside himself. And God says you sense